A's Extra.
The Anglers Extra pregame show continues from Red Wilson Field before Chatham NYD. It's time for Catch of the Day. Ian Unsworth fieldside, joined by Chatham hitting coach Rusty Greer. Thanks for the time, Coach.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
You've been here now 10 days. How do you feel your offense has improved over that stretch?
Numbers say we've improved a little bit. I think there's some swing changes we're trying to make to some guys, and it's not quite as easy as what people think to make a swing change. But we're working through things, and hopefully we'll get a little more consistent putting the ball in play.
I heard you guys yesterday talking about the difference between an A and B swing. What does that mean?
For me, an A swing is when I'm up in the count as a hitter's count, I'm putting my best swing on the ball. I'm looking for a pitch, and I'm gonna give it my best effort. A B swing for me is when I'm down in the count, 2 strikes. I'm trying to quote-unquote put the ball in play, not trying to do quite as much damage. Strikeouts for me are not a good thing. I don't give myself a chance, and so sometimes we have to dial down and use our hands and just put the ball in play, so to speak.
I also heard Caden Grice mention that the YD pitchers, quote, have no tendencies. How do you guys counter that?
Well, I think they do a good job of pitching backwards, meaning when you're in a fastball count, they're throwing off-speed stuff and vice versa. I think for us as a plan going forward, against these guys, we have to think in that direction, think of them pitching backwards. And good pitchers do that. Good teams do that, and that's what makes the cat and mouse game of hitting hard. So for us, we have to have a good plan and stick to that plan.
You have Marcus Brown and Rock Riggio back tonight after their suspensions. How's that going to help your offense?
Well, they bring some energy to the lineup. There's no doubt about it. And if we can get those guys going, especially in the top of the lineup, it gets guys on base with the big boppers behind them. And so the energy they bring that's important. And not to mention their defense up the middle. They're super strong up the middle. So that's going to help us overall as a pitching staff and as a team.
Marcus Brown hasn't made an error yet this year, a perfect 1,000 fielding percentage. The MLB Draft is also coming up. It starts tomorrow. Rusty, what do you remember about your experience with the draft?
It wasn't like it is now, trust me when I tell you. I was at home by myself. I got a phone call and said, "You're drafted in the 10th round." I said, "Great," and that's it. So nothing like it is today. But it's one of those things where these guys have worked hard their whole life, and for that chance to play pro ball. And to get that opportunity is great. Now, once they get into professional baseball, it's up to them to see what they do with it, because ultimately their goal is to get to the big leagues, but this is just the next step in that process.
What's your message to them as they consider that opportunity of going pro?
You have to, when you turn professional, it's an everyday grind, much like this. I told them the other day, this is somewhat the way minor league baseball is. It's every single day, and you have to get mentally prepared for that. You have to grow up a little bit. You have to become a professional. And in doing so, you start working your way and you start understanding professional baseball, because it is a different ball game than what they're used to at the collegiate level.
What's the most important thing about becoming a professional?
I think just your attitude. I think that the maturity level, you're going to be with guys that have been in pro ball, guys that are older, guys that are younger, and I think you have to find your niche, so to speak, and where I fit into that dynamic of age stuff. And I believe that maturity really helps that. And the word professional means different things to different people, but I think that means for me the way you carry yourself on the field, how you act off the field, just different things that work within that team, that framework of professional baseball.
Rusty Greer is teaching the Chatham Anglers some life lessons and also helping the bats as well. Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.